I wanted to make a lush, jazzy lo-fi beat today, but I have a confession. I don't actually know how to play complex jazz chords. We all know AI tools can generate finished tracks with a single prompt. But as a producer, I don't want an AI generated MP3 file. I want the MIDI so I can use my own instruments and have control in my DAW. So I decided to see, can AI act as a MIDI co-producer to help me get those jazzy chords and test just how far I could push it before things get out of hand? Let's walk through the experiment. Originally, I was building this track for a tutorial using Omnisphere 3 and a few other VSTs. I had a basic chord progression in mind: E minor 7, F major 7, D minor 7, E minor 7, and I wanted to produce a loop around that. I was recording different tracks for melody using the Logic Pro session player for my bass and pulling in Superior Drummer 3 and UJam Beatmaker to get some nice lo-fi beats. But as I was layering all these different parts, I wasn't satisfied with the result. The arrangement was getting way too dense, and honestly, the chords were feeling a bit basic. The thought occurred to me, maybe I could use some help from AI to get some better chords. It felt like it would be a fun experiment to start from scratch, using a mix of AI and my own abilities to get a much better version of my original idea. I wanted inspiration, but I also wanted to test the AI tool's limits, since I didn't actually know how to play those complex jazzy chords myself. So I started out with one of my favorite AI tools these days, Gemini. I asked for a good emotional 8-bar lo-fi chord progression. It gave me a solid progression with some nice 7s and 9s. It explained the voicings well to me, but when asked to generate the related MIDI, it informed me it could not do that, and instead just gave me a Python script to run it. And then I could generate the MIDI on my computer. A cool trick, but in the past, I knew that if I wanted to change anything in there would be a lot of back and forth to reprogram the Python script and get the results I actually wanted. The next day, while I was stuck at work, trying to actually work anyway, I got bored and decided to try the same prompt in ChatGPT. I just asked nicely, can you generate the actual MIDI file for this? And to my surprise, it said that it could. And wow, it did. It generated the chords with voicings that actually made sense. Of course, I don't have Logic Pro installed on my work computer, so I couldn't test it properly, but I previewed the MIDI on a basic media player, and it sounded great. So I asked ChatGPT to generate some lo-fi drum beats in MIDI to go along with those chords, and some guitar voicings, and a simple melody, and it did all of that too. That afternoon, I had to leave work early for a doctor's appointment. While I was driving to see the doctor, and after that, I had to sit in the waiting room, I knew all I could do at that moment was wait and wait. I was so looking forward to getting home and trying all these files in Logic. But when I finally got back to my studio and started digging deeper into the chat, things got weird. ChatGPT started offering to generate an entire massive lo-fi construction kit for my viewers. it started listing out massive folder structures, rhythm guitars, melodies, basses. It boasted about creating parts that could let my subscribers generate 40,000 possible combinations. It was way too much. I literally typed, "We don't want to overcreate. We just want patterns for this specific song." The AI agreed, but then immediately spit out a massive 29 file breakdown of beginner and intermediate guitar melodies anyway. I realized this extra help was actually creating more work. I was spending all my time managing the AI instead of making music. So I decided to pull the plug on the massive construction kit. I went back to the very first thing it gave me, that original sample 8-bar chord MIDI and some other MIDIs that I could use. I brought all of that into Logic and had it analyze the chords. Interestingly, Logic calculated a slightly different chord name than what ChatGPT originally called it. But honestly, it didn't matter. Having that basic chord name was exactly what I needed. It gave me simpler chords I could now play myself on top of the complex MIDI voicings, and finally got me over the blank screen phase. You can visit my website and download files from this project for free. The link is in the description. I used those AI chords as my new foundation. From there, I went in and recorded my own simple melodies over it, created my own drum patterns, and just kept experimenting. So, what did I learn with all of this? Here's my takeaway. AI can help you get to an awesome starting point. Having it generate a chord progression in MIDI is incredibly useful if you want to push past your usual playing habits. But if you try to make it do everything, you just end up doing endless data entry. Use it for the spark, but do the fun stuff yourself. Anyway, here's what I ended up doing with the initial MIDI I got from ChatGPT. You can watch as much as you want. You will see how I use these MIDI files in different instrument tracks and how I recorded some of my own performance along with it. Let me know in the comments what you think. Until next time, God bless.